Oh, tr- trying something a bit new. So I see that it was the Grammys last night, and Tracy Chapman performed a duet, her song "Fast Car," a hit from 1988, and she did it alongside this Luke Combs. And after last night's performance, okay, let me just. And I was just thinking, this is the Luke Combs part. Okay, so I know they often do this at the Grammys. They dig up an artist from a while back, and they perform on the stage. And Tracy Chapman, she blew the Grammys away. And as I speak now, "Fast Car" by Tracy Chapman from 1988 is #1 on iTunes. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that wonderful? Because maybe she needs the money. I don't know what she's been doing lately. She looks good, Tracy Chapman. I don't know why they brought the Chris, what's his name? Luke Combs. So Luke Combs, turns out he's a country singer, born in 1990, grew up in Huntsville, North Carolina. So he's a country singer. And he's North Carolina, not South Carolina. And he was born in 1990, so I can't just assume all country singers are like right wing. And I was thinking after the Grammys, maybe did he get phone calls from friends at school? Hey man, hey Luke, what you doing? What you doing with the N word on the stage? Hey man, and no, you never know. I don't know, country music. Look, there's Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton's wonderful. There you go. There goes my little bigoted jumping to conclusions, being presumptuous. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Yes, there's Kid Rock. Kid Rock's, maybe I'm right about Kid Rock. He's not so progressive. But anyway, we move on. So it was the Grammys. So they said "Fast Cars" was from 1988, and I always thought it was 1986. Because I distinctly, look, this is not a music show. This is not a music show. This is not, I don't know what this is. Back in 1986 was Midnight Oil from Australia, their album Diesel and Dust. I distinctly remember that should have been Album of the Year at the Grammys, without a doubt. But I remember Tracy Chapman. The album was called "Fast Cars." She won the Grammy for Best Album back in 1986. But now they're saying this song, "Fast Cars," 1988. What? I'm not an historian. I'm not a music historian. What am I? We'll never, who knows? So there, I'll look it up later. I don't know, maybe you want to look it up, see what's going on. Often the articles, you read a news story and they can have made a mistake. What I wanted to do a little bit of an update, because I'll talk about something a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and then there's been a development on that thing that I've discussed. So, Kate Middleton and King Charles were both released from hospital. I didn't even know King Charles went into hospital for his enlarged prostate. Now, I was saying initially that it was called benign prostatic hyperplasia. Benign prostatic hyperplasia. I got it completely wrong. I called it something else last time. But now, apparently, King Charles was in hospital for treatment for this enlarged prostate gland. So I'm thinking that it's not so benign. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe medical things have changed since. But what kind of treatment do they give for an enlarged prostate? Did he have surgery? They don't say. All very secretive. Isn't it ironic? We got your social media. We're supposed to know everyone's business, but we don't know the details of Charles's prostate. So he's been home 2, 3, maybe 4 days. Camilla's at the door listening to him piddle. So with that kind of condition, so what happens is the enlarged prostate squeezes the urethra, because the urethra goes through your prostate gland. The urethra then connects to your penis. Where's the ureters? No, it's the ureters. The ureters, was it the urethra? Anyway, 2 pipes. Don't worry about the semantics. Goes through the prostate and then through the penis. But the prostate squeezes that pipe. Let's call it a pipe. So you have a good flow, you have a flow, but then if you got that restriction, then so you it's a continual drip, and then there's a stop, and then there's a shuggle. So Camilla's at the door, she wants to give the man, her husband, dignity. She's at the door listening to the drip, drip, drip. Charles, I hear you still dripping, you're stopping the dripping in there. And then Charles, so who knows? They're monitoring that situation. So we don't know. They don't want to come out and give all the details. It's kind of strange because we're used to knowing everything about these British royals. We followed. We killed Princess Diana. We killed her. Let's be honest. We killed her. Well, we didn't, but the paparazzi. But who buys the paparazzi? Who supports the paparazzi? You, guilty. You killed her, whether you like it or not. And then Kate Middleton. So she had surgery. She had some kind of surgery. She was in hospital for over 2 weeks. She's now back home as well. I speculated hernia. I'm still going with hernia, but we may never know whether I'm right or wrong because they may not come out of it. So that's a story there. Where was I? Bit of feedback. I'm just going to paraphrase. I like to paraphrase something along the line. I got about two lousy feedbacks, but anyway, maybe one feedback represents other people. Who knows? Damon, I found your something along the lines of your podcast is a bit one-dimensional. You seem to be obsessed with Israel. You seem to be obsessed with the South African Chief Rabbi Warren Goldstein. Not everyone who listens to your show is Jewish. Not everyone cares about Israel. And look, thank you very much for that feedback and very valid points. Can't argue. And this is the thing. It's a catch-22. With a podcast or with broadcasting in general, you've got to talk about what you're interested in. But on the other side of the coin, you've got to think to yourself, might be an audience. What's your target? Who do you want to listen to? Who do you want to listen to your episode? Maybe you must make it interesting. Talk about something that you're not that interested in. But you see, it's difficult. I try to do it. I spoke about Dricus du Plessis the other day. For God's sakes, I'm not interested in him. I've never watched the cage fight. All that, the blood and the sweat and horrible. Looks like a. So I spoke about Dricus. I did that. So this is the thing. So I can only really talk about what interests me. So here is the thing. So a podcast is more niched. I'm never going to have a huge audience. It's people who are just interested in Damon Kalvari, maybe. It's like a very exclusive niched. It's not even called broadcast. I think it's called narrowcast. I'm a narrowcaster, not a broadcaster. And the whole thing, I'm sorry, but Chief Rabbi Warren Goldstein's last YouTube video, it was delicious. It was just full of rich content and opportunities. And I never even finished some of the things. As the days went on, I didn't mention that. I thought to myself, what? Did he allude to some some part of the Democratic Party in America being either anti-Semitic or against Israel or something like that? He said something along those lines. Democratic Party. He alluded to the Democratic parts of the Democratic Party in America that being like maybe evil or anti-Semitic, something along those lines. And I thought about that and I thought, whoa, Whoa, maybe I got to talk about that. Because, well, what's the alternative? So you don't like the Democratic Party in America. Does that mean you support the Republicans? And then who's leading, who's winning, who's leading the polls for the Republican Party? Who's going to represent, who's going to be the running candidate, the presidential candidate for the Republican Party? It's probably going to be Donald Trump. So here is the leader of my community, my Jewish community in South Africa. Is he a MAGA? I don't know if he's I don't think I can't call him a MAGA. Maybe he probably didn't think it through. I mean, like I said last time, Donald Trump he says terrible things. Don't think, have you forgot the Muslim ban? The Muslim ban? How was that democratic? No Muslims are allowed into America. Come on. And also, I mean, again, Western civilization. It reminds me of that comment somebody once asked Gandhi, what do you think of Western civilization? Gandhi's response was, I think it's a good idea. Yeah. What is civilized? What's uncivilized? What's barbaric? Oh, no. Okay. This shouldn't have happened. Give me 1 second. Okay, maybe I should, I must edit that out. I wish I could edit out my shiny forehead. I've done the lighting here is bad. I must try to sort that out. What was I saying? Western civilization. I was watching this, I'm like, Bernice, my wife and I, we're watching documentaries at the moment. By the way, Amazon Prime has got some nice documentaries. Watching a documentary on the Vietnam War, and it's 3 episodes, and I finished the 2nd episode, and what America did in Vietnam and parts of Cambodia and Laos, that's not barbaric. Come on, it's like, really? And Rabbi Goldstein also mentioned Rwanda. Rwanda, I don't know, you probably don't know this, but Rwanda is not so great. Rwanda is a police state. People in Rwanda are terrified of the police. You cannot be gay, you cannot be a homosexual in Rwanda. It's not allowed. You'll either get killed or imprisoned or God knows what. So it's not such a good example. Looking at Europe, Poland, have you seen the recent videos a couple of weeks ago of the Polish president or prime minister talking about he won't there's no crime in Poland because don't let any Muslims into Poland. The Muslims cannot get into Poland. That's wonderful. That's democratic. Hungary is become a rather almost a fascist country. So this whole thing about the West and despotic, please, none of these countries are perfect. Do me a favor. Anyway, I think that's it for now.